All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're recapping two Game 6s. The Knicks have eliminated the Pistons, and the Clippers have forced a Game 7. I'll talk about both those games here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, getting closer and closer as today's going on. So all support on our channel, we very much appreciate it. Links to my Twitter and all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So first game, we talk about Knicks Pistons. Another close game and a great series that the Knicks end up winning 116-113. They beat the Knicks in 6, and they'll face Boston in the second round. Another great game. I mean, this is by far the most interesting playoff series in the Eastern Conference. You know, all those series are either sweeps or 5 games. This one was a competitive series. Maybe probably the second most competitive series besides Denver Clippers, which we're going to talk about next. But this has been a very good series. And we got another really good game out of it. You know, fortunately, the Knicks came out hot to start. You know, Jalen Brunson was on fire to start with Janonobi. It felt like the Knicks really, Mikal Bridges got going early from the beginning, and it felt like, you know, the Knicks were kind of ready. They saw what they did in Game 5. They saw that they came out a little lackadaisical and what the Pistons did to them, and they're like, all right, we got to change this up. You know, the Knicks came out nice, and yeah, the Pistons kind of got to a little bit of a slow start in this game, but eventually start picking up when we get to the second quarter. Malik Beasley got hot, hit about 4 or 5 threes in that quarter. Oh, Tabari. Who's Tabari? Tobias Harris, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Duren had an incredible game in this one, and the Pistons fought back. You know, the Knicks offense got really sloppy late in the second quarter. A lot of turnovers, bad fouls, just a lot of weird plays going on. The Pistons end up coming back, making this competitive game. Get to the third quarter, and something kind of similar happens where the Knicks get off to a little bit of a better lead. You know, Pistons can't knock down shots. They had a bad shooting quarter from 3, and the Knicks started to put their, you know, stamp back on this game. The fourth quarter was very similar, where the Pistons mounted a comeback. You know, the defense of the Pistons really started to step up. Again, Jalen Duren, you know, Kate Cunningham was doing his thing. Dennis Schroeder, his energy and aggressiveness was really big in this one too. So was Asar Thompson's defense. And the kind of Achilles heel for the Pistons all series has been closing out games. And unfortunately, Detroit just was not able, again, to close out this game. I want to go to the last. I got the box score and all this stuff in front of me just to make it, you know, get it back in my head. But yeah, last couple minutes of this game, it was, you know, Pistons had a 7 point lead with 2.5 minutes left. Come down, Brunson with a layup goes in. Come down the other. Oh, actually gets an and one. I'm sorry, the and one. I remember 4 point game. Duren missed the alley layup. Next come down again, and Brunson gets to the rim again for a layup. Cade missed a very easy layup late in this game as well with a minute 20 left. Missed a very easy layup, turned the ball over. Carl-Anthony Towns gets fouled after going for the steal on the fast break. Jalen Duren fouls him. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Cat did not have a great game in this one either. Fouled out. Did have 15 rebounds, but wasn't great elsewhere. The Knicks got the offensive rebound, and Asar Thompson got a huge stop late in this game. Minute 17 left. Jalen Brunson has the ball, trying to go 1-on-1 with Asar after he just gets subbed back in the game. And Asar got the steal, you know, and gave the Pistons another possession back at it. You know, forced a shot clock violation. Last couple possessions, Jalen Duren goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line after Towns fouls out. And then Brunson misses, but Mikal Bridges gets the tip layup. Down the other end, Cade misses another very easy layup. Very easy layup. Missed it. The Knicks get the offensive rebound, and Jalen Brunson goes 1-on-1 with Asar Thompson and puts the moves on him, puts him on skates with a cold step back 3 to give the lead. And next possession, the Pistons, the last possession, got a good shot. I mean, Cade got double teamed, kicked it to Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley couldn't catch the ball. If he would have caught the ball, that would have been as great of a look as you could get for Detroit. Who knows? Make or miss. We might be in overtime. Who knows what happens? But Lee Beasley couldn't corral the ball, goes out of bounds, and that's how the season ends for Detroit. The Knicks end up winning. Jalen Brunson gives you a 40 piece in this game. Showing why, I mean, the clutchness. I mean, another big fourth quarter. That 3-pointer was just like, man, that was just ice cold. 44 and 7, 15 for 33 shooting. Just insane. I mean, Jalen Brunson in the playoffs is a monster. I mean, I made a short about it the other day, but Jalen Brunson is becoming a Knick in his playoffs. It's insane. I think he's leading the playoffs in scoring right now. He's just on absolute fire. When he gets to these type of situations, it shows why he is the captain and why he is so good, because he gets to situations like these. Closeout game on the road where the Knicks had a bad last couple minutes of this game, where Miles McBride was turning the ball over, bad fouls. Anthony Towns didn't have a great game in this one. OG slowed down late in this one. The Pistons had some energy going in, and Jalen Brunson just shut all of it down and said, "All right, give me the ball, let me do my thing." And he gets you with the win. Mikal Bridges also had a really nice game as well. 25 points, 11 for 16. Only made 1 3, but he was getting to the mid range, being a lot more aggressive than we've seen in this series as well. Josh Hart played some big plays with 13, 10, and 4 as well. And yeah, it was really the Knicks, the defense late, you know, getting rebounds, and then Jalen Brunson. It was really Jalen Brunson, honestly. Jalen Brunson, number one, if first and foremost. Jalen Brunson was incredible. For the Pistons, another tough way to lose. I mean, this is like probably the third or fourth game in the series where the last 2 minutes they just didn't play as well as the Knicks did. If the Pistons just play a little bit better, this series might be going to a game 7 right now. Who knows? But unfortunate for them. With Jalen Duren, I mean, he had a really nice game, 21 and 6. K gave you 23, 7 and 8. Malik Beasley hit 6 threes off the bench. Asar Thompson gives you a really good game with 17 and 6, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and some really good defense. Tobias has 14. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. hit a big 3-pointer late in this game. Dennis Schroeder gave you some nice minutes off the bench with 9 assists. Like a great game for the Pistons. A solid game at least, actually. Not another bad 3-point shooting night for them. 9 for 34. Got out rebounded. Actually won the turnover battle in this game, but just couldn't close out the last few minutes. Jalen Brunson just put them to bed. But it's a good year for the Pistons. I'm going to talk more about them when I do my looking video about them, probably later today, tomorrow, depending on what time this video goes up. I'll talk more about what the future holds. But I mean, gotta credit to the Pistons. Coming into this series, I thought the Knicks were going to kind of take care of business a little bit. Not saying they're going to sweep the Pistons, but I was like 95% sure Knicks got this series. I thought it was a little bit of an overreaction going into the playoffs by Detroit. But quickly, the Pistons showed early in game 1 that they're ready for this. If not for that 21-0 run, the Pistons maybe win game 1. Game 2, Pistons come out and do their thing. Game 3 and 4, again, they were close in the game for the last few possessions. Just couldn't stop Jalen Brunson. Have a great showing in game 5 in New York with their season on the line. And had a great showing today, even though they had some slow parts at some points. Another great showing. Like the Pistons fought this entire series. There was never a game where the Pistons just look outclassed and outmatched. There's never a game like that where they just got blown up. They actually were the ones that blew out. Well, not blew out, but kind of controlled the game in game 2. Game 1, the score looked bigger than what it actually did. And I guess that's the only moment when the Pistons look outmatched. In game 1, where they got rattled in that fourth quarter, 21-0 run. But besides that little, whatever, that quarter of the series, take that quarter out of the series, and the Pistons were in every single moment, every single game. Even in certain games, I think about game 4, when they're down big early in the first half, and they found a way to come back, take a lead at one point. Like, the Pistons fought in this series, and they were in it the entirety of the way, it felt like. So shout out to the Pistons for giving us an amazing series. It's a very physical, very tough, very, very good series that led to a lot of big moments, including Jalen Brunson doing what he does. And yeah, Knicks move on. They're going to face Boston. I'm going to do my second round recap maybe this weekend. I'm going to get a video because that's usually when all the series should be done. And yeah, great game. Another amazing playoff game. The Knicks end up winning because Jalen Brunson is that dude when it comes down to the fourth quarter. In the other game we had, Game 6, Clippers, Nuggets. The Clippers end up winning this game 111-105, survive, and they force a Game 7 in Denver. The only right that the series gets a Game 7 because this has been the best series of the first round so far. I mean, almost every game has just been amazing. Game 1, we had obviously the overtime, back and forth, Russell Westbrook craziness. Game 2, we got Kawhi Leonard being Superman. Game 3 was the only dud of the series where the Clippers just put the beating on Denver, won by 30. Game 4, we had the Aaron Gordon tip dunk to tie the series. Last game, Game 5, wasn't it super amazing, but we got Jamal Murray stepping up and being playoff Jamal Murray. And then we had this game where it was very close first early, and then James Harden locked in. James Harden had a big second quarter, dropped 17 points in that quarter, which I was thinking, the Clippers need aggressive James Harden because aggressive James Harden makes this Clipper team entirely different because I believe no one on the Denver Nuggets can go one-on-one with James Harden. So James Harden being aggressive was big. Kawhi Leonard was hitting early. The defense was solid. The Nuggets are kind of, not really great, but Jokic had a big end of the first half. They got some energy play, some steals. Russell Westbrook brought a lot of energy in this game as well off the bench. It was a close game. Get to the third, the Clippers go off in the third quarter. Norman Powell in the third quarter was absolutely phenomenal. 11 points, 5 for 6. Kawhi also hit some big shots, but Norman Powell's energy, defensively and offensively, was just on another level, in this game. But the Nuggets try to make it close. Get to the fourth quarter, and the Nuggets start to, make it a game. I mean, Jamal Murray starts hitting some shots. Everybody for the Nuggets scored in the fourth quarter. Hit a shot of some sort. The defense started to pick up. The effort, energy started to pick up. And the Clippers' offense very reminiscent to game one, where I felt like the Clippers are kind of in control. In the fourth quarter, the offense turned into James Harden and Kawhi Leonard going ISO for ISO. And that's kind of what this game turned into, where James Harden, 2 for 6, wasn't great. Kawhi Leonard was 2 for 5. He was 2 stars combined, 4 for 11. In the fourth quarter, Norm Powell only got one shot made. That was a 3-pointer. That was a huge 3-pointer, by the way. That was really much well needed. But the Clippers offense started to look stale and stalled out, and it was just a lot of ISO ball, and it wasn't really working. But what saves them is their defense, because Ivica Zubac made 2 huge defensive plays in this game on Nikola Jokic. One, he got a block. Another one, he forced Jokic into a tough shot that he missed, and that really was sealed the game there. Where Jokic was 1 for 4 from the field in the fourth quarter. That's a lot thanks to Zubac's great defense, and the Clippers end up surviving this game. 111-105. They tied the series. We go to game 7. Harden gives you 28, 6 and 8. 10 for 20. Again, I like to see him more aggressive, especially when we get to a game 7. Kawhi gives you 27, 10, and 5. An amazing game for him. Norman Powell really stepping up with 24 points. Zubac plays some great defense, even though he probably had maybe one of his worst statistical games. And a switch made by the Clippers here is Nick Batum. Chris Dunn only played 10 minutes in this game. And Nick Batum started the second half, played a lot, played 34 minutes. His stat line doesn't look anything crazy. 6'5", 6'2", and 3, 2 3-pointers made, plus 11. He was huge in this game. I mean, you got to give so many flowers and respect to Nick Batum. He's at 36 years old, being asked to play small ball 5 and guard Nikola Jokic in a playoff game, and he was holding his own, like getting blocks and steals, and on offensive end being a connecting piece, hitting 3 still, and being this, and still providing you some amazing playoff minutes at this age, at this point of his career. It's just ultimate professionalism, role player type qualities. Like, it was awesome. And Nick Batum, I won't be surprised if you see him a lot in Game 7. Maybe do consider starting him in Game 7. Maybe do consider starting him. I know you like Chris Dunn out there. Obviously, his defense is awesome. He's a insane perimeter defender. But if he's not giving you anything on offense like he did today, where 2 points, 2 assists, 1 for 4, like, wasn't doing anything really special out there, why not play Nick Batum? Bogdan Bogdanovic has gotten better in this series as well. So is Derrick Jones. He had 2 big 3-pointers in this game 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you consider starting Nick Batum. I don't know if he will start, but Nick Batum, he's going to play a lot of minutes because he's just so valuable to this team. And yeah, again, I like to see the Clippers this aggressive. James Harden being aggressive, Norm Powell being aggressive. Those two being aggressive and getting to the cup and like doing what they did in today's game really makes this Clipper team different. Because you know how Kawhi Leonard's going to do. You know what Kawhi Leonard's going to do. You know what the defense is going to bring. It really is. If James Harden and Norman Powell can unlock and do what they did, similar in Game 7 to what they did today, the Nuggets don't have an answer. Because the Nuggets, outside of Jokic and Jamal Murray at times, they don't have an answer for a third or a fourth that you can rely on like the Clippers do with Norman Powell and even Zubac. So, yeah, for the Nuggets, MPJ with another tough game, 5 points, a negative 24. Just wasn't really aggressive in this game, still battling that shoulder. Russell Westbrook gave you a good game with 14, 10, and 6. Jokic had 25, 7, and 8, 3 steals, even though it felt like he had more than 25. When I was watching, I felt like he was getting to the basket every time, but I guess it wasn't. Jamal Murray had an okay game, 21, 8, and 8. Got hot early. He kind of slowed down later in this game. Aaron Gordon was solid, 19 points. Christian Brown gave you 14. Peyton Watson gave you some decent minutes with 7 points and a big 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, Game 7, they're going to need MPJ. They're going to need MPJ to knock down some shots. And if not MPJ, then Westbrook's going to have to continue to do what he's done. Because if both those guys aren't doing much, then it's going to be tough for the Nuggets in Game 7. And I expect Jokic to empty the clip. I expect a huge Jokic game. He took 22 shots in this game. I'll expect at least 25 shot attempts in Game 7 for Jokic. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm giving Jokic the ball every single time in Game 7 and hoping he unleashes the clip. I also need Jamal Murray to play like Game 5 Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, again, he was aggressive at times, but the Clippers also played some great defense. Clippers were denying him and playing good defense on Jamal. But Jamal Murray needs to have a big Game 7 for the Nuggets. Because, again, with Clippers, you have Kawhi Leonard, you know what he's going to do. If James Harden or Norman Powell can be as aggressive as they were in Game 6 and tonight's game, it's going to be tough for the Nuggets to counteract that. So, yeah, I'm expecting another amazing Game 7 and another, and putting a nice little bow on this series in Game 7, because this has been, again, the best first-round series so far. Sorry, I hit my mic. Like, this has been such a great series. It's only right that it gets 7 games, and I cannot wait for it. I can't wait. Can't wait for this game. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. really upset a lot. Once again, around the road to 1,000 subscribers. So, support on our channel be very much appreciated. Link to my Twitter and all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.